We are going to be your teacher for today. We hope you would listen and learn something. Before we start, let me first show you our objectives for today's lesson. A. Differentiate advice and passive voice of the verbs. B. Identify active and passive voice of the verbs. And C. Create sentences using active and passive voice of the verbs. Good morning, class. How are you today? Before you sit down, please pick all the pieces of paper under your chairs and tables. Okay, class, are you done? You may now take your seat. As you can see, I have here 4 jars and candies because we are going to have a group activity. Row 1 would be group 1, row 2 would be group 2, row 3 would be group 3, and row 4 will be group 4. Go now to your group and create a circle. Are everyone already in their groups? All you have to do is to collect candies to put into your jar. Each candy is equivalent to 2 points, and you can earn these candies by answering correctly on our group activity. At the end of our activity, the group with the most candies wins, and they will get a reward. Is it clear? Very good. Now class, last meeting, we learned about the voices of the verbs. This time, we are going to have an activity game. All you have to do is to identify the voice of the verbs in each sentence, whether it is in an active or passive voice. As I have flashed the sentence, the first representative of your group will write the answer in your respective chalkboard. Is it clear, class? But before we start, what are the things you should remember? Very good. You should listen carefully, stay with your group, and participate actively. Let's start. Number 1. They dusted the windows. Number 2. The video was posted online. Number 3. City will join the contest next week. Number 4. Her essay got the top plum. Number 5. The theme paper was placed on us. Number 7. Mother paid for the damages. Number 8. The house owner got angry. Number 9. Somebody stole my bag. And the last one is the floor mop was given by Mang Ador. And that's the end of our activity. Let us now tally your points by counting the candies. Group 1 earned 8 candies, means 16 points. Group 2 earned 8 candies, means 16 points. Group 3 earned 6 candies, total of 12 points. And Group 4 earned 10 candles, which is equal to 20 points. Group 4 is on the lead. Other groups, don't worry because you still have a chance to earn candies.
Now, based on our activity, who can tell again to the class how can we know if the sentence is in active or passive voice? Please raise your hand. Okay, please stand up. Very good. Now class, let's read. Remember, when the subject of a sentence performs the verb action, we can say that the sentence is in active voice. Sentences in active voice have a strong, direct, and clear tone. Example, monkeys adore bananas. The cashier counted the money. On the other hand, a sentence is in passive voice when the subject is acted on by the verb. The doer in the sentence in the passive voice can be indicated using a by phrase. Example, the bananas was adored by the monkeys. The money was counted by the cashier. This time, we are going to have another group activity. Please stay with your respective groups. I have here 4 markers and 4 Manila papers. Each group, please get one. You are going to create 5 sentences in active and passive voice based on what you can see in our class or school scenario. You're going to create 3 sentences in active voice and 2 sentences in passive voice. You're going to write it down on the Manila paper. I'll give you 10 minutes to do it. After 10 minutes, you're going to choose at least 1 or 2 representatives to present your work in front of the class. Is it clear? Very good. Now, I have prepared here a rubric for grading your works and presentation. Your 10 minutes starts now. Time's up. Is everybody finished? Very good. Now, post your works in the board. Now, let's call the representatives of Group 1 to present their works. Thank you, Group 1. Now, let us call the representatives of Group 2. Thank you, Group 2. Let us call now the representatives of Group 3. Thank you, Group 3. Let us call now the representatives of the last group to present their works. Thank you, Group 4. You may now take your seat.
Now, let's check if your outputs are correct. So first, let's go to the Group 1. Let's check if their outputs are correct. Okay, so class, is the work of Group 1 correct? Okay, so are the 3 first sentences in active voice? Okay, so why do you think so? That's right, because the subject does the action. So how about the last 2 sentences? Are they in passive voice? That's right. So why do you think so? Okay, because the subject or the receiver of the action. So very good for that, Group 1. So you earned a candy. So let's give a round of applause for Group 1. Okay, so let's move now to the work of Group 2. Okay, class. So is the work of Group 2 correct? Okay. So are the first 3 sentences in active voice? That's right. So why do you think so? Okay, very good. So how about the last 2 sentences? Are they in passive voice? Okay, very good. So congratulations, Group 2. So you earned a candy. So now to Group 3. Okay, so are you ready, class? Okay, so here is the work of Group 3. Okay, class. So is the work of Group 3 correct? Okay, are the first 3 sentences in active voice? That's right. So what made you say so? Okay, because the subject does the action. So how about the last 2 sentences? Are they in passive voice? That's right, because the subject is the receiver of the action. So very good, Group 3. A round of applause. Okay, so you earned candies. So last but not the least is the Group 4. Okay, so let's check the work of Group 4. Okay, class.
Is the work of group 4 correct? That's right. So, are the first 3 sentences in active voice? That's right. So, what made you say so? Okay, because the subject does the action. Okay, very good. So, how about the last 2 sentences? Are they in passive voice? Okay, very good, because the subject are the receiver of the action. Very good for that, group 4. So, you receive a candies. Okay, so let's give a round of applause to everybody. So now let's count all the candies that you earned. So how about for group 1? Okay, very good. Group 2, group 3, and group 4. Okay, so now the group 1 earned the most candies. So it only means that the group 1 earned the highest points for today. Okay, group 1, you may claim your reward later after the class. So let's give a round of applause for everyone. Good job, guys. You did very well. Okay, so arrange your seats and sit properly. So today, we are going to have a short quiz. So I have prepared here a worksheet. So you may now get one and pass. So please read and understand the directions. So as you can see, we have 2 different parts in our worksheet. So in part 1, we have directions. Write A in the blank before the number if the sentence says in active voice and P if passive voice. Okay, so let's go now to the part 2. So change the active voice sentences into passive voice sentences. So do the necessary changes in the verb. Okay, do you have any questions? Okay, so if none, you may now start. So if you are done, you may pass it in the center aisle and pass it forward. Okay, class, I think that's it for today. I hope you learned something new. So goodbye and see you.